In this video, we'll be going over the unit circle and the values associated with each degree. Now, in class, we went over how to find these different lengths. And we said because this is a unit circle, the radius of this circle is 1, which means this point out here is 1, 0, and this point straight up is 0, 1. This is 0 degrees when we go straight out to the right. And if we go straight up, this is 90 degrees. Now, halfway between 0 and 90 is 45 degrees. And then this first one here is 30, and this third one here is 60 degrees. So you have 0, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. For the values of these, the x-coordinate, this length here, is the square root of 3 over 2. And the y-coordinate is 1/2. At 45 degrees, they're exactly the same, which is square root 2 over 2. And at 60 degrees, they have been reversed. The x-coordinate is now 1/2, and the y-coordinate is square root 3 over 2. Now, as we're looking at this graph, notice that this blue triangle is reflected over here to the left. The red one is reflected, and the orange one is also reflected, which means they have the same values. They're just negative x's instead of positive x's. So this value here would be negative root 3 over 2, 1/2. This one would be negative square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2. And this one would be negative 1/2, square root 3 over 2. Now, halfway around your circle is 180 degrees, and it would be negative 1, 0. 30 degrees past 90 would be 120 degrees. 45 degrees past 90 would be 135 degrees. And 60 degrees past 90 would be 150 degrees. So there's the top half of your unit circle. Now again, we could reflect all of this stuff across the x-axis, which would then just make all of the y values negative compared to these values up here. So realistically, we only have to know the top right section of this unit circle, and we can find all of the rest of this unit circle. So using this to find exact values, cosine is the x-coordinate value, and sine is the y-coordinate value. So as we're looking at the cosine of 30 degrees, the exact value would be square root 3 over 2. If we wanted the sine of 30 degrees, the exact value would be 1/2. So we said the sine of 30 degrees, the exact value was 1/2. Cosine of 30 degrees, the exact value was square root 3 over 2. And the sine of 135 degrees, so here's 90, here's 135 degrees. The sine value was the same as the sine value that was over here at 45 degrees, which was square root 2 over 2. Now for all tangent values, if we were trying to find the tangent of 30 degrees, that would be the same as the sine of 30 degrees divided by the cosine of 30 degrees. So that would be 1/2 over square root 3 over 2. Simplify that, we'd get 1 over square root 3. And we don't like square roots on the bottom, so I'd times top and bottom by square root 3, which would make it square root 3 over 3. So the tangent of 30 degrees is square root 3 over 3.